This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call the Environmental Control Committee meeting to order at 7:25. Present are committee members Heeman, Glasper, and Williamson, Council President Jones, Council members Schuman, Broussard, Kelly, and Limpert, the mayor, the law director, the finance director, the human resources director, and guests. We're here this evening to discuss 2020-126, a resolution authorizing the mayor to purchase a new 375 kVA generator from Ohio Cat at a cost of $61,300 for the Luverne pump station through a state purchase program, and further authorizing the mayor to execute all contract documents for the purchase of the same. I would like to, Mayor, before you begin, make a statement quickly that I did speak today with our superintendent at the wastewater treatment plant. This is not in our 2020 budget. It was intended to be in our 2021, but with that, there were some funds left over, and he moved a few other things around, which I can have Carrie explain, or the mayor. The money is in fact there for this item. This item was not redone with the of that pump station in 2012 because at that time the generator hadn't really maxed out its lifespan, which is calculated in hours, not kind of like number of years. So I think that it's a pretty good project. It's financially sound. And Mayor, would you like to go ahead and address the rest of it, please?
Yeah, Madam Chairwoman, the existing generator is a Kohler 200 kilowatt unit, which was in service in 2003. The upgrade is a 300 kilowatt unit with a sound lessening enclosure, and the enclosure will help prevent the sound in what's a pretty urban area over there at Luverne. And also with the increased capacity, we'll be able to install an 8-inch pump instead of a 6-inch pump. Again, what you said, the price was $61,339, and the money is in the budget for it. And Madam President, that concludes my report. Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you. I wanted to add to that, if I might, that the generator being a little larger is of course going to increase the pumping ability, so it will actually essentially assist in reducing resident basement flooding, which is a very good thing. And Director Kupfer, would you mind going over the the funding?
Sorry.
That's right.
Yes.
If I have this right, do you want me to tell you what I think I know, or do you want to just tell us? Whichever.
Well, you go ahead.
Well, it seems to me that there was 12,000 in the wastewater treatment budget that was moved from vehicles and large equipment that were not purchased. Is that correct? So 12 is coming from there. There was another almost 22,000 that was transferred from sanitary construction in the emergency dig fund, which we did not use. Is that true?
That's
and
true.
then yeah, and then another.
Brian said all that. That is accurate. He is good with his budget, and there were things that were not done, and so we didn't have to increase the appropriation. Right. We just had to move things around.
Right, and he said that there was also a leftover about 35,000 for building improvements. So he's done very well over there, and rather than present this next year to us, he's bringing it now. So if I have any questions from committee? Questions from council? Okay, I'd like to at this time make a motion to recommend 2020-126 to all of council and ask for a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes 3-0, and our meeting will conclude at 7:29. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, committee.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry.
Thank you. Law Director Groh?
Thank you. There was not originally a request for an emergency clause either. So that would add an additional 30 days to it. And I think if you did it Carrie, we'd still get in by the very end of the, well, yeah, we'd still be, no, because it would be passing at the next meeting. It would be 30 days. So yeah, you'd get on them before January 1st, but you know, if you want to give yourself a little more time, you'd have to ask that. It wasn't in the original request, so I didn't include it. But if you wish to, for timeliness, we can add it.
So
Well, I
Director Guru, you want emergency and suspension?
I don't necessarily. I'm just pointing out that
Is
if
that,
someone
that's
doesn't
a
add it in
discussion
there,
recommendation?
I have no opinion on it. I'm just saying if you want to get this done before the end of the year, you probably want to do both.
If you could, that'd be appreciated.
that was
Okay,
my
sure.
thought.
Okay, Clerk Mazzarolo, question for you about doing it now because the committee has closed, so I should do it on the floor. Or
I
at our,
started recording it. I've treated it as if we are reopened, but you can amend it now or you can amend it on the floor. It doesn't matter.
I recommend, frankly,
You
that
have to amend it on the floor no matter what.
the amendment you make now, Madam Chair, is just a recommended amendment. It's not an actual amendment. So the formal amendment's on the floor. So we discussed it. Everybody knows it's coming. If you want to just do it at the meeting, that's fine.
I'll wait. Thank you so much. And
I'll
but
t-
yes, we
I'll
will
put
present
something-
it.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.